Hello everybody and welcome back to Blade Warband Viking Conquest here, outside Edinburgh, where things are going simultaneously quite well but also really terribly. Really well in the fact that we've taken over pretty much all of Scotland with a few exceptions up in here, with the Moomain and Norway, and we're also doing pretty well down in this part of the world, but we still have some more to go, and we've also taken over Denmark. Wonderful. But if we look at the faction notes here, we are also at war with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 other factions, potentially 8 if Northumbria decides to get involved, and Mies and Gwynedd, so potentially 10. Now we're a big faction, we have a lot of lords, and some of these factions are very small, like Denmark is very small, they have no land, Wessex has only got one bit of land, and a few vassals. East Anglia is more of a problem. Gwynedd might be a problem. And there's quite a few Irish factions as well. My concern is that other factions we're actually at war with at the moment have land that we could easily go try to take over. I could try and go to war against the Moomain, but I'm at war with 8 factions. That feels like a silly thing to be doing. I think the immediate thing we want to do is go to Dunbreton and simply just lower the amount of people that we are actually actively in a war with, because if there's 7 we're never going to get anything done. I think we might need a bit of peacetime just to sort things out, to be honest, although it seems like I'll never get I don't think I'll ever get a true peacetime for a long time. We do have a couple of law fiefs that need to be given to people, and everyone who means something actually has a fief. You don't have a fief, but I don't really like you. I'm going to give you some land because you don't really... We need to give you some land. I'm also going to take this guy on, Chadmak Dub Dabairen. Hello Whiskers, how are you today? Good to see you. But he likes us, and so I'm going to accept his pledge and give him whatever that piece of territory was. Where am I putting this? Where's the guy gone? The guy I just hired. Can I see your party? Absolutely, Zika. Just give me 1 second while I assign this fief to our new lord. Wonderful. Go to army. I presume you mean the army. It's a bit of a hodgepodge. I apologise. It's mostly made up of like mercenaries, Vikings, Norse warrior archers, because I find the Norse warrior archers to be the best of the lot, and then kind of Saxon or Briton warriors, because I don't think they make as good I don't think they make as good range units, to be honest. So I think that's generally what I tend to do, but I do also need to kind of organise my party a bit more. How do I already have a kingdom? It is hard to make my own kingdom, absolutely. I am also... Hang on, let's have a look. If I go to... I'm nearly 1,600 days into this campaign. So it's taken a while, that's for sure. It is hard to make my own kingdom, and it's been a struggle. And I'm now at war with 7 other factions, so it could all come crumbling down. Mad lad, do you have normal damage on? Yes, because I play this game quite a lot, and I feel like if I do it kind of on the normal, if I give myself too much advantage, it feels too... Not too easy, but it feels like I have too much of a natural advantage. Hardcore... I suppose so. I mean, this is a mod I don't really know that well. Have I watched The Last Kingdom? I've watched The Last Kingdom and finished it. I love it. It's what prompted me to get back into kind of Viking culture and so forth. Destiny is all. And I'm sure there are some... The movie was rushed. It was, but they had to fit a whole, like, 2 books worth into a film. Not because it was their own... You know, that's what they were given by Netflix to finish it off. It wasn't their fault. I'm glad we got something as opposed to nothing at all. Uhtred of Bebbanburg What a lad. So Uhtred died right, but the movie not made it obvious. Well, I think it was open to the... He was definitely on death's door, and it's just a question of whether you, as the viewer, decides where kind of he went, whether he went to Valhalla or to kind of stayed alive, at least for the time being. But no, I liked the film, even though it was rushed. What on earth am I doing? I'm trying to work out what I need to do. Oh yes, I need to make peace with 7 different factions now that I'm at war with. Did Father Belka die? Not in the film. I don't know. You've watched the whole series, haven't you? How do I replenish troops? I go higher manually. It's a blooming pain. That's why I don't have that many. That's why I don't tend to have many towns for myself. Hey Cucumbers, how are you? Good to see you. In terms, Father Belka dies in Series 4, I believe. Spoilers for anyone watching who's kind of on the Last Kingdom. How do I train them? Through me and my companions, we have training scream? Training skill. I don't know where scream came from. And then also fighting and such. That gives them the ability to train up as well. Who do I need to actually make peace with? East Anglia I'd quite like to not be at war with, to be honest. Yeah, it's been a little while since I've been doing any streaming. Cucumbers, I haven't really had the time or the energy recently, but I'm happy to be getting back into it, that's for sure. I'm at war with so many factions, I can't even really remember who I need to be. Who I need to be trying to send these notes to. I think Whiskers is here. Yes, he is indeed. So Denmark, Engel, Wessex, Gwynedd, Outclut, Glissing, Lagan, Connacht, and Mead. So many factions to try and deal with. Oh my goodness. So let's... Who can we maybe get peace with? Maybe Wessex? Not particularly because I think Wessex is a threat, but just being at war with less people means less people coming to raid, and that's a useful thing, I think. Wessex, True, Senosen, Jasbjorn, even though I think he's a Viking, and obviously the men of Wessex are not, but that's okay. I'd like to go to war with the Moonmain, but I just can't afford to go to war, and I'm at war with so many other people in the meantime. Cornubia we could go for. We could try an Irish campaign, but that feels like a stretch, to be honest. I've been needing to come for streamer to stream, so perfect timing. Oh, I'm glad you think that. That's very kind of you. Thank you. And I'm glad I can play a rather outdated game now by today's standards, but I enjoy it. Let's go to this Longfor, I think, because this probably doesn't help our land. Who do we have with us? Beda, Spearman, Veteran, Champion, Berserker, and someone else. That's a very nice sunset. Right. I love this cloak, it looks really snazzy. Charge, gentlemen, onto the breach once more. I'm going to be rusty as well, anything. I haven't played this in about 2 weeks. The only streaming I've really done recently was of Kingdom Come Deliverance, and that was about a week ago, I think, to be honest. Let's try to get our throwing weapons out, see if we can save Clovis here. I don't think we're going to, because Clovis seems to be dying incredibly quickly. Clovis, no! Hold on, Clovis. You survived. For the time being. But it's a lot of Vikings that I don't think we're going to deal with. But we'll do our throwing weapons as best possible. Nice, that's a kill there. Let's see if we can do some damage over that before they all inevitably die. Protect Clovis at all costs. Yeah, I mean, Clovis is a decent soldier, but he is going to go down pretty soon here. Ow. Gentlemen, cease and desist. It's fine, Clovis isn't dead. Clovis is just knocked out for the rest of this engagement. We'll get him back. Because he's a kind of named companion that, like my character, they never actually die, they just get knocked unconscious. You bastard. Okay, well, we lost. See, what do we do here? I don't understand what the best way forward is. Who are we at war with again? Like, could we... I didn't really plan to go into Ireland, to be honest, but if we're at war with Lagan, Connacht and Mead, we may as well. So, because they own Dublin. So they're these guys in the purple. It's a little bit far down for my own liking. But we could start... I suppose we could start our Irish foothold. It's not really what I planned to do, but I think we need to try to give us some land. We always need to be progressing forwards, I feel, otherwise we're never going to make any progress. Let's trade with the locals. It's all fine. Pick up some bread, some fish. And we'll head to the meat hall as well. There's no prison broker here, but I don't think we have many prisoners anyway. No, we don't. Well, we've got a couple. We've got a lord in there, which is interesting. I'm going to move these guys up. Move you down. Britain bodyguards are damn good soldiers. They should be further up the list, really. I mean, to be fair, actually, quite a lot of these soldiers could be higher up the list without any issues. Irish champion and Saxon companion. Okay, wonderful. I'm just going to go to the Lord's Hall. I just want to speak to the Gothi. Here, oh, I lost some reputation, but I gained some morale. Morale is useful. Kingdom Bard, right, sing for me, my men. That's another one morale. Then, sadly, there's no Lady of the Night here, but I think there was a Lady of the Night elsewhere. But you know what? Let's attempt to get a foothold in Ireland. Where are our ships? Oh, they're probably in Edinburgh, aren't they? That's annoying. Over to Edinburgh we go. Rainbow South has been raided. That's unfortunate. We're going to get some recruits if we can, and we're going to sail from port. We don't have room for 29 of our men. That's okay. I'm sure we can drop some off somewhere. Drop off the robbers. Drop off some of these freeholders. I don't know why the freeholders are so high up compared to everyone else. We need to give some of them away anyways. We don't have space for everyone. I think we have space for 220. 211. 211. Let's drop off another. There we go, that should be enough. And sail from port. Although, actually, as we're here, let's see if there's anyone. First of all, there's a Happy Widow here, which is useful. That's not who I meant to. I didn't mean to hire for me, I meant to hire for my men, but clearly I couldn't do so at the time. There is a ransom broker here. Do we have any prisoners? We do. Excellent. We may as well sell them off for profit. That'll go well. We have 30 peasant women for sale, apparently. And a lot of priests. I think someone's gone on a bit of a... One of my lords has gone on a little bit of a rampage when I haven't been around. I don't know if you were talking about my cat cucumbers, but they're good. I saw them about a month ago, and they're doing well. But I don't know if it was my cat or someone else's you're referring to. Right, we will sail from port. Everyone else following me, lads? Thank you. And we're going to go around to Ireland. It might be a terrible idea. We're going to do it nonetheless. Because we have way too many. It's Atlanta. Okay, where? As I thought might have happened, eventually Winchester, Colchester down here in the south are going to be attacked. I've always been at peace with them. Losing them for the time being, we'll come back for them at a later stage. But they're so far away from our other territories, it doesn't feel worthwhile holding on to them, to be honest. But if we can gain a foothold in Ireland, that'd be useful. We'll have to retake. Are we actually at war with Glissing, or we just? No, we have a Casus Belli. We're not actually at war with them for the time being. Okay, because I was saying we could go retake the Orkney Islands, but we're not actually at war with them for the time being. And given that we're at war with 7 factions, I don't really want to add another one onto that, to be honest. Okay, onwards. Reed by North continues to be raided. That's unfortunate, but not the end of the world. Having some more issues with relations with our lords, but that's generally okay. We can hopefully just throw some money at them. We'll go see if we can take Dublin, I think, or at least start to gain a little bit of a foothold in Ireland itself. I think that will be useful. Okay, Wessex will not take a peace. That's unfortunate, but such is life. Were you friends? I don't think you were friends. Wait, Mumain, you're not actively at war with me at the moment. That's fine. Those Danish villages keep on getting raided by pretty much all the kind of bandits in the area, but I'm not going to kind of go after it. Connacht, I think we are actually at war with. Hang on, let me have a look. The problem is we're at war with so many people now, it's hard to kind of remember who and who or not I'm actually at war with. Okay, we are actually at war with Connacht, which is good, which means we're going to go after you. But I would like some more friends to come with me, to be honest. You can counter Misa. There we go. He likes us a bit more, so I want to serve, but I'm also going to say you need to die now because, first of all, we need to kind of knock the Irish threat out of, kind of take the wind out of their sails a bit, I think. And speaking of sails, let's get us, do we have the wind? We don't have the wind, okay, we'll row. Yeah, but we need to kind of try and nip the Irish factions in the bud before they become a major problem. I'm not sure what the best way forward is, because if we spread out between Ireland, Denmark, Frisia, Norway and the British Isles, trying to keep hold of everything is going to be a pain. But maybe we just go on a massive Irish rampage and just take out as many factions as quickly as possible. But we'll have to see. I don't actually know how many troops are kind of in this part of the world, but I do remember that when we were fighting the Irish factions, it actually went fairly well in terms of just kind of our quality of troop compared to theirs. So we'll have to see. Let's blow our horn. Guthlaf the banner bearer, or the horn bearer. And we'll do some throwing weapons, like this. Problem is the ship is actually quite far away. Hello there, where did you come from? Kind of rammed into me, that was incredible. Let's see if we can do some more throwing weapon damage against these guys, but we've now run out of throwing weapons. I don't want to do like a crazy jump over because I don't think I'll make it. So we'll come over here and kind of deal with this major force. I think most of these troops are now ours, actually. So what we'll do, we'll come back over here and try catch up with these guys. We've got some more throwing weapons now, let's use them to our advantage. There's a lot of men on this boat. Okay. I think now we just need to go after these other boats here. Which is a question of finding. Sometimes I do love that there's boat battles in this mod, but sometimes they can be a little bit glitchy. Please don't knock me off into the water, because then I get instantaneously knocked out, and that's not very fun. We'll keep on blowing the horn. Hello, gentlemen. I require you to eat these javelins. Oh, the times were hard and the wages low. Let's not die if we can. Leave her, Johnny, leave her. So I've been listening to a lot of sea shanties recently. So it's I kind of have them on my mind, especially when kind of engaged in naval combat and playing naval games. I don't really want to fall down in between the two. I don't want to fall down in between the two ships because that's just not going to go very well. Because normally that spells death for me. Can we make that? Probably not. There are still some more ships coming in. Let's see if I can actually. Ow! But we should. Do we have more throwing weapons? No, we don't. Not for the time being. Okay, we've got some of our colleagues here. Well, we did until they got knocked out there. So yeah, sometimes the the ship battles can be a little bit glitchy. Ow. Ow, that hurt. Oh, we're going to get knocked out here. I choose my own fate! Okay, we're going to need to get ourselves healed up at the nearest safe town, which is not going to be really anywhere. But I think there will be one somewhere in Ireland that we're not active at war with. I can't seem to get myself out of the ocean. So we're just going to have to wait and see what happens with this battle. Seem to be stuck down here, but that's okay. So we're at war with, I think, 3 Irish factions, although one of them is fairly small. Looks like we're going to have to pull back from that because I don't know what was happening there. Especially as there's still quite a few troops left. That's fine, we can go again. But if we can push through 3 Irish factions in this campaign, that'd be good. Because at this point, I think if I start a campaign, I'm keen to try actually take out that faction or that entire kingdom in one fell swoop. Otherwise, I'm just going to be left with all these remnants to try deal with. It's why I was very keen to clear up the Danish campaign before it even started. So by the time they had a chance to react, they already had no land left. They're not dead as a faction yet, but I doubt they'll be able to take any land back at this point, but we'll have to see. Are those guys going to be okay over there? Probably. We'll go after this smaller ship and then we can always go join the others as soon as we're done. We'll blow the horn as well. Also, it just feels cool to blow the horn. I wish more mods implemented it. And we use our wonderful throw weapons, although because we're such a big boat, it's actually quite far away. Go after you, go after you, and go after you. Excelente. Is that everyone on that boat? Okay, go, go, go. Let's start moving as soon as we can, really. I think they're doing okay over there, but it's kind of hard to tell. So as soon as we've broken away from these other 2 ships, then we'll push forward. New enemies have arrived. Oh, that's okay. We can go after them, maybe. I think those guys. I can't really tell if they're doing good or bad, but we'll have to see. More ships are indeed arriving. That's of interest. We seem to be still a little bit jittery in terms of trying to move forward, but we should be able to get there soon. There we go. We're starting to build up some speed now. Let's go after... I think we'll go join this big fight over here, because I think there's only like 6 troops in that boat over there. I'm sure they can kind of get involved whenever they so wish, but we're still what remains of the flagship, so we should really go and get involved as best possible. Although there's not that many people on these boats either, but we may as well go after those kind of somewhat stronger ones at least. Okay. Because I think that boat will come in for us anyway, regardless. I don't want to fall into the ocean again, so let's let's try avoid that. Can we get a really long range shot from here? I doubt it. I was right, but we weren't far off. Let's see if we can spin this boat around and deal with these guys up here. So one of our other ships can go deal with those kind of 4 or 5 troops in that boat. I hadn't really planned to go after Connacht, but they were there. And it means war trophies, it means battle trophies, and it means less power for them if they decide to come over to kind of Edinburgh or Dunbreton and try to take that over. So that it is important that we kind of go after them. But I do need to remember to get myself healed. Where am I going? What am I doing? Apologies, I didn't mean to run away from you, sir. You can feel free to come and attack me. We'll just turn our boat round. And now we'll go for a bit of a charge. But yeah, I don't really know how strong the Irish towns will be, so I have to see. Blow the horns again. I don't think we'll even get into actual ship-to-ship combat, because I think that guy will die pretty much instantaneously. Let's see if we can be cool and jump over. We can, but the battle's over. Excellent. And we get to take him prisoner. Wonderful. Whether we'll be able to hold on to him in enemy territory is a whole other question. But we'll certainly give it a go, that's for sure. Take all of this. As prisoners of profit, and profit is important. Share the loot as is common. I'll happily take any battle trophies. Sadly not much else, but that is because we're running a rather big army. East Anglia feels the need to continue the war as well. This is the problem. I don't think we're going to really make peace with anyone for the time being. Rathcote, I don't know why he's in. I suppose maybe he's raiding Ireland of his own free will as well. Are we at war with you, Lade? Do we need to be worried by the fact there's 720 troops there? Not at the moment, but that is a real concern. Although a lot of them are just Irish labourers, so that's not as bad. Actually, let's pop off in we'll stop off in Rathcote anyway, because we need to find the medic in this town. And if there's a ransom broker, well, that'd be wonderful. Sadly, there isn't. But I will redeem my battle trophies for money and for relations, and I will sell whatever else I found along my travels. And I'll pick up fruit, vegetables, cheese, smoked fish. Pretty much anything which isn't bread or grain. And I want to stroll through town. I don't know where the medic is in this town, but we'll find out. Normally they're down by the sea, or they're in the castle. So we'll start in the castle, and if they're not there, I'm sure we'll find them elsewhere. But it's important to get healed, because losing 1 charisma permanently is a bit of a problem. I don't think they're up here though, unless they're hiding. So I don't think they are. No, you're not. Which means you're probably down by the seafront. But it is important to get myself healed up. Can't damage Guthlaf's pretty face. Well, they might be here, I don't know. Hello? Anyone home? we might be better off during the day. But I'll see if I can see him from up here. Is he around? Let's come back during the daytime. And then we should be able to see him a bit better, hopefully. Now we're down by the docks. That's probably better, actually. And I think that's the priest over there. Or the medic, I should say. But for 150 pennies, I would say that's well worth it. And now we know where the healer is in this town. Hello there, physician. I want 150 pennies. Thank you very much indeed. Let's head on to Dublin if we can. See if we can create a foothold here in Ireland. Again, I didn't really plan to, but circumstances dictate war often, so here we are. We lost Colchester. That's going to be this territory down here. To be honest, I expected to lose that a long time ago. So I'm not too upset about that. It was always very far out of the way. Dublin, how many men do you have? 400, we can take that, easy. Let us build construction and sanitation. Let us pillage farms. We're not going to do the sneaky in because that didn't go very well last time. And we will we'll also build bandlets as well. Oh, apologies. I don't know if they'll surrender straight away, but we'll give it a go. Oh, they are, cool. You have my word. Off you go. It's that simple. We now have Dublin for ourselves. So I guess we're going to go around on the Irish campaign. Lord Bodo doesn't have any fiefs. Interesting. But if I give something to Lord Bodo, he's going to be annoyed. Or if I give stuff to Lord Bodo, other people will be annoyed. That's the problem. You know what? I'm going to do it anyway. Lord Bodo can hold Dublin. He can kind of run Ireland for us, hopefully. And I don't have time to really go back to Dunbreton to try and get this solved. Hello. That's a disgusting amount of troops. I don't know if we can really take that on, to be honest. I mean, most of them are probably labourers and serfs. Everyone else is running, understandably. Well, I'd be quite happy if they try to retake Dublin, to be honest. Because I can't really take them all on at once, that's the problem. Or we could try now, actually. Let's go for this guy now. No, what happened to the rest of my troops? Where were they? Let's pull back. We'll have to leave 64 soldiers behind. Not ideal. Retreat to Dublin. Retreat to Dublin. Wait here for some time. I don't mind it being besieged. I think we'll be able to hold them off. I mean, it is a great host. It's a lot of troops. It didn't help that I just got rid of 64 of them. Especially they were quite good quality troops, but I was kind of expecting the other guys to join in, and they didn't. Oh dear me, okay. We'll wait here for some time, see what happens. Are other people inside Dublin as well? Yes, we are. I think we can hold out here against the superior force of the Irish here. And if we can deny them Dublin for a while, that'd be useful. But a lot of them are serfs and labourers, and I think we'll be able to... I think we'll manage it. Especially if some of them leave to go do other things like those guys there are. They'll pay me 2,800 for that, whoever that lord is, that's fine. 550... Still significant force there, to be honest. I actually want them to siege me, to be honest. No, they've decided it's not worth it. They've decided to head off. Finn archers. I'm just going to take you because I think we need the troops. We had a big loss of troops there for a while. They're coming back, aren't they? If my lords would come with me, then it wouldn't be a problem. But just by myself, I feel like it's not worth it. I can go after you, I think, because most of your... Yeah, I can go after you by yourself. That's not a problem. People are not going to be happy because I give lots of commoners positions of power. That's okay. Ooh, 10 morale for that sacrifice to the gods. Excellent. We also managed to kill a couple of them with skirmishing. Wonderful. Let's start battle holding position. First land battle of the stream. We've been doing quite a few ship battles, which is nice because kind of... I find the sweet spot for ship battles is in kind of the early middle game when you're still like a raider or a mercenary. When you get to really large ship battles, it gets a little bit glitchy, I find. And you get boats kind of bumping into each other a lot. Archers and skirmishers there. Cavalry, if I really have any, I don't think I do. And cavalry archers on the side. Probably actually the best thing we can do is just charge, because they're the Irish and they're quite heavily ranged based. They don't really have shields or anything like that. So it's probably the best thing we can do is just get after them as soon as possible, to be honest. I mean, it does mean we're fighting slightly uphill, but it's not the end of the world necessarily. But they have a lot of skirmishers. I want to deal with them. Because the more we deal with them now, the less we deal with them later. Which I realise is a really like stupid saying, but still dealing with them I think is important. Ow! I should have seen that coming. I saw him throwing a weapon. Okay, we'll pull back and then we'll go in again. Let's try that again. 135 versus 196. We are actually fighting in terms at slight disadvantage in terms of numbers, which I didn't really think about after that loss of 64 men. We had to pull back. So actually, we can probably get them to charge us, to be honest. I do definitely need to recruit from wherever I can at this point, to be honest, just to get the men back. Although I think this might be the guy I actually lost the prisoners to, which means I might be able to get them back off him. We'll have to see. I'm just hoping that they'll charge us because they've got these superior numbers. Which they should do. I think that's normally how the AI decides to kind of play it. And it looks like they are. Excellent. Yeah, we'll hold the hill and see what happens. We can probably hold the hill a bit better than we are. Archers, skirmishers come up here. Infantry there. Spearmen there. Let's actually utilise the hill a little bit more to our advantage, I think. At least get the archers into a kind of more ideal position, I think. We definitely need to get some more hires from somewhere else for sure. This thing, they've got such a large line of archers and skirmishers. It is mildly worrying. But we do also have some Finn archers, and Finn archers are pretty decent soldiers. Not very well protected, but I think they're pretty good offensively, if not defensively. It looks like they're starting to come in. We'll keep our distance. We'll blow our horn for luck, especially as he's shield taunting and especially as we're outnumbered. We'll keep on blowing our horn. Don't think anyone on either side is dead yet. Actually, they've lost a few people. If I can take out the commander, which I don't think is you. If I can take out the commander, that'd be very useful. Taking out a rogue cavalry will also be useful, especially as he's kind of disrupting our archer line at the moment. So I'd like to be able to deal with him if I can. At least take out his horse. I don't want to get too close to their line either. Okay. And charge now. Charge now. Use that hill. We're going to need it. Do whatever we can. Just going to go to this section of line. It's just a little bit safer, I think. Although, arguably skirmishers by themselves aren't too bad, but I've been called out of position by one or two stray javelin or stones. It looks like on the melee front though we are winning, which is good, because that was actually one of my main concerns. That's going to be the commander there. If we can deal with him, morale will plummet for everyone else. So I'm just going to go after him if I can. We've lost our horse, that's unfortunate, but we'll manage. He's got javelins, which is annoying. How are we doing? Are we okay? We're okay. Yeah, we're okay. We're winning. Despite the fact we had lower numbers. But my hope is that we can just get some more troops from somewhere, even if we just hire them from like the taverns. But obviously that's expensive and comes at a cost that I'd rather not have to bear. Especially when now on an offensive campaign. We need to deal with this guy here. Because he's killing all our Finn archers one by one. And we just paid a lot of money for them. Right, let's keep pushing. I don't know if we're going to be able to hold any land here in Ireland, but it would be nice to get a little bit of a foothold here. Kind of before we go on a major offensive campaign in this part of the world. We'll have to see kind of what the best option is. Good sir. Cease and desist. Charge, gentlemen. We lost 29, that's not ideal. I'm hoping we'll be able to either recruit from villages or from somewhere. Just because I think we're going to just need more soldiers for our campaign. Everyone charge. Chase down these skirmishers as best we can. Deal with you. Wonderful. It's the one thing I'm not as keen on in this game is the AI's tactic of always just walking backwards. Because I don't think it makes for a very exciting battle. I don't know if it's just in this mod or if it's kind of more general, but I always thought that, yeah, I suppose they're trying to do kind of like a fighting retreat, but especially when stamina is quite a tough thing in this mod, it would be good to have that slight bit more balance, I would feel. Okay, there we go. 80 renown, 8 morale. You managed to escape, and we get some terrible recruits. We'll definitely have to pick some more recruits up from somewhere, that's for sure. Let's make sure we take the good prisoners, and then we can just kind of take any spare prisoners that we have space for. And we'll go for the serfs. Again, share the loot. I don't mind getting a couple of war trophies, a couple of battle trophies. Selling a battle trophies in that engagement. Let's go and take some shields to sell, if nothing else. And we can head back into Dublin. Trade the locals, redeem our war trophy. Sell everything else. Hey Synth, how you doing today? Good to see you. How are things? Right. I don't know if we're going to be able to hold on to any land in Dublin. Especially as Mead is here now as well. It's unfortunate. Okay. You have your most stressful final in about 11 hours. That sounds stressful. I'm glad I'm not doing that, that's for sure. But also I have to query, while I'm very grateful that you're here watching me, should one not be revising? Unless it's about Vikings and like the British Isles, in which case go. You don't feel like studying this is better. I'm glad to hear that I'm a bit of a break. Let's hide. Let's go back and hide in Dublin. The Irish campaign might have been a bit of a lost cause. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll wait here for some time. It's about human geography, so close enough. Yeah, that sounds about right. Everyone's come back to raid Dublin again, understandably. But we're making good money though per week, which is good. Oh good, Mias has declared war against us. We're now at war with, hang on, how many factions? That's now 8 factions we're at war with at the same time. Notes, factions, Britain, Denmark, Wessex, East Anglia, Mias, Outlet, Laken, Connacht, and Mead. Oh god. I mean, Denmark's not really an issue, but still. So Mias is the light blue. It's not really anywhere that we can actually think about going for. Do we want to try push out into Ireland proper? I don't know. Here you'll remain. You guys are relatively safe. How are all you guys doing in here? What are you and your men doing? You're resting in Dublin. They're pretty much all resting in Dublin at the moment. You see, for me, my men, I'll happily have an extra 100 pennies. Or an extra morale for 100 pennies, I should say. Right. Maybe the... No! No! Bebumba! Of all the places for us to lose, we lost Bebumba. Oh, that's sad. I think that guy holds other territory as well. Oh, I'm sad we lost Bamborough. He holds Adgriffin as well. Yeah, okay. Are we actually at war with Gwyneth? We're not. One of the few factions we're not at war with at the moment. Oh, what do we do here? Do we just pull back from Ireland for the time being? How much do I control? I control pretty much all of Scotland, with a few exceptions. I used to own more of Northern England until this guy defected to the Welsh faction, but I used to hold Bebumba and Adgriffin as well. And I also hold Denmark in its entirety. Over here. And I currently hold one territory in Ireland as well, Dublin. But I'm at war with 8 factions, so I'm kind of stretched a bit all over the place at the moment. But unfortunately, none of them are close enough to really bother taking over. Because I'm not at war with Mumain or Gwyneth, who are my natural two next enemies. I don't want to declare new wars unnecessarily, because I'm already at war with 8 people. So my hope is to kind of just go around and pummeling some people into defeat. I don't really see any other options. Hello, good Lord Legnesson. Oh, Northumbria might be coming after us as well. Are you... You're not someone who's going to be angry with me, are you? No, because you're an independent... you're an independent now. I think you might have been from... I think you might have been a Danish lord. I wonder if I can get you to join my faction. Just out of curiosity, if anything else. Have some prisoners for ransom. We can sell prisoners to him, that's cool. What are you and your men doing? Because he is just an independent and he doesn't follow anyone. Oh, what do I do? How many people live in this place here? Only 372. But Dublin is still perceived to be under siege, that's the problem. And so they're not going to leave. Because they consider Dublin to still be under siege, that's the problem. We just need to ensure it... We need to ensure that it stops becoming under siege. There we go, excellent. Okay, let's try and get a foothold in Ireland, if only just to tell them to force the Irish to sue for peace. Right. Let's prepare the... Can we just go for a surrender straight away? We can, good. Off you pop then. Because I don't really have the men for sustained siege at the moment, to be honest. Let's get everyone upgraded. Okay, I'm reading the vocab, and this is dumb. What do you think the word for how people are spread across an area in like geography terms, or kind of some other term? Move the peasant women down. Is like population spread? Who can we give this to? We'll give this to Ethelred so he actually likes us. I think distribution bits density. Well, that kind of makes sense. Tamer. Is Tamer takeable? 765. Probably not. Let's try and find some weaker targets to go after. You've heard that a bard has composed a song about your noble deeds, reward him with 300 pennies. 6 renown, excellent. King of Legin are coming back. Interesting. Oh, that's a disgusting amount of troops. 550, 600, 400. That's like 1,800 troops. I'm guessing they're going to go try to take Dublin back. Is my guess anyway. We'll take you off because you're by yourself. Surrender or die. We don't have that much of an advantage over him, but let's hope. We'll push up to this hill here. Suddenly I think this is going to be a bitter and long fought campaign here in Ireland. I'd much rather be at war with kind of Gwyneth or with the Mumain. Weirdly, they're the two factions we're not actually at war with at the moment, but they're the ones who actually arguably be the most useful to be at war with, because then I can keep pushing. My problem is now is that I'm quite far away from kind of my home area. So trying to push forward has kind of fairly major consequences and not very good ones at that. Okay, infantry, get to the front please. The infantry always likes to hang around and not really do what it's told. Spearman there. I wonder if they'll charge us or we'll have to go after them. I think probably... I'm hoping they're going to come after us. Let's maybe not ride into a tree if we can possibly help it. While we're waiting, we'll just grab a quick drink. Looks like they may not charge us at all. That's annoying. Let's blow our horn in retaliation to his war cry. We'll try and get the cavalry to charge. That might prompt them into attacking. If we even do we even have any cavalry? We have we have some cavalry. That's fine. But I'd really rather they came to me rather than vice versa. Purely from a tactical standpoint, I think. So we'll let these guys push through and then we'll kind of see from there if they push in or if we're going to need to keep going after them. Ooh, battle, yes. Actually, we haven't had that many battles this stream. We've kind of been... It's been a lot more on the tactical map this time. But I lost a lot of my men to a bad decision I made. So trying to recoup that in enemy territory is tough. They are now charging in, however, which is good. So gents, I need to get to the front lines. I'm important. I'm the king. I don't know if their lord has charged in, but if we could deal with it. Ow! Should have seen that coming. There we go, we exacted our revenge on that person who took 56 damage. My word. At least we didn't get a semi-permanent injury there, that's for sure. Let's move our skirmishers forward a little bit. Because right now they don't really feel like they're involved in the fight when they should be. How are we doing in terms of overall? It's about even at the moment. Oh, we missed. Okay, everyone charged now. Go, 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 please. Do we can. Maybe we'll just go for kind of the weaker guys at the edge because we are quite low on health. And that way we're still contributing somehow. That's the Lord. I think I'd like to try to take him on. Oh, that might have been a mistake. Luckily we got away with it. I think my hope is not necessarily to actually take over Ireland at current state. It's to hopefully anger them enough or defeat them enough in order to ensure peace. Stream is freezing. Interesting. I'm not entirely sure what that is. The bitrate looks good enough, but if you could let me know if that continues, that'd be appreciated. I know that the screen would have just flashed a couple of times because I had to tab between the game and the streaming software I use. If it's still freezing, let me know. Is the stream blocky or is it just freezing in general? Okay, I'll take you prisoner. And I'll take these guys just so it looks like I've got a little bit more troops than I actually have. Show the looters is common. We'll grab whatever we can, including battle trophies. Wonderful. And grab whatever else we can as well. Better now. It might have just been a temporary blip. Okay. Thank you for letting me know, though. I appreciate it. Let's head back to Dublin-ish. Oh no, let's not head to Dublin. Goodness me. That feels like a terrible idea. Okay. That place has been besieged, understandably. 607. Now, a lot of those are very low level troops, but still. Surrender or die. 508 versus 607, but we have the... I think we have the quality of troop. And we've also just killed 11 of them. Excellent. Rousing... Let's do a sacrifice. Maybe we shouldn't fight today. Not good. But we're going to fight anyway, nonetheless. I'm just trying to kill enough people that they decide to sue for peace. And if I manage to hold on to some territory, then that's great. But I just need to be at peace. I need to be at war with less people at the moment. That's the problem. I'm war with 8 factions. Probably going to be more soon. And while none of them are very strong factions, you know, all of them combined together do prove a significant threat. Skirmishers here. Cavalry and cav archers can sit on the hill over there. I think they're going to charge us, which is good. Right. Have the infantry decided to do what they're told? No, they haven't, because when do they ever? I have 60 words to look at left out of 400. Is your finals kind of like a thing where you have to like remember these words and then define them? Because I feel like I'd be terrible at that. Okay, here come the cavalry. Charge, charge, charge. I want to find their lord if possible and take him out of the equation, because then their serfs and their labourers will have some issues. It's my hope anyway. We've lost a leader, but that will just be one of our local lords. Blow the horn, keep that morale boost going. Let's just see if we can cover up some of this line here. Because right now I think they're actually winning. Oh yeah, we're taking a battering hit. It's that and general cultural, economic, agriculture, everything. Geography. I was quite sad I didn't get to do geography at school. Because the way that my exams, my choices of subjects were set up, you could do history or you could do geography. You could do music or you could do drama, but you couldn't do both. Like, you could do music and drama, but then you couldn't do something else. And so you kind of... you had a weird mix, which was a little sad, because I actually think I would have really enjoyed geography. We're actually losing here. Well, we're sort of losing. 16 multiple choice and 3 groups of written questions. Eek. Oh, I'm so dead hit. If we can get to relative safety, that would be good. Let's see if we can at least throw some javelins in the meantime. How are we doing now? 74-33. We are still winning, just not by a huge amount. I'm just going to grab this horse and run, even though it's very badly damaged. I'm just going to reset up back on this hill, I think, if possible. This pony is very badly damaged. Your school, you can do whatever, but I'm moving in a few days, so I don't know. Yeah, I mean, this was back at what we call GCSEs, and you would do there'd be some subjects you had to do. So you would do English, you would do maths, you would do both single and double science, which was actually just a mix of all three sciences. And then if you wanted to be like really cool and hip with science, you would do triple science. But I didn't do that because I hated science. And then you would choose a language between French or Spanish. I chose French. And then you would also you would choose probably 3 other subjects to do as well, which kind of followed your interests or what you wanted to do, as well as maybe 4 if you were really kind of competent and skilled, which I certainly wasn't, or I just didn't really care for school at that point. But looking back on it now, I wish I'd taken better advantage of it, because I went to a good school, but I wasn't a very good teenager and I wasn't a very good student in general. And I regret that somewhat, but yeah, such is life. But it would be nice to be able to do history and geography and music and drama, but it just didn't work out. So I ended up doing history, music, and photography. The first lesson of vocab compared to the last lesson of vocab is insanely easy. I'm not reading the actual textbook, too lazy. Fair enough. Take out you. I kind of feel like we're losing this battle. Oh, okay. We're going to pull back, and then loss of 30 renown isn't great. And then we'll push back in. 3 and 9, we lost 4, 7. Okay, we're starting to get somewhere now. That's a big loss of renown, but now we'll be in a better position. And we even have a better hill here. And then once I did kind of those subjects at kind of year 10 and 11, which I presume I think is grade 9 and 10 in kind of US terminology. Then kind of the higher level of exams for years 12 and 13. I did history, politics, classics and music. Although I dropped classics after the first year, because normally you would just do you would do 4 subjects in year 12, and then you would drop down to 3 in kind of your last year at school. Although again, I enjoyed classics, but I didn't feel I had the right teacher for me at the time. And the school didn't have a very good didn't have a very big or good department on it. My school, we were kind of known for the performing arts really more than anything else. And actually we did have a good history department. You're at the end of 9th grade. That is year 10, I think, for us. I think grade is kind of 1 year below years for us, but I might be just spewing nonsense. I'm not entirely sure. Right, let's move on. Let's move everyone up. I think infantry here, spearmen here, because right now we're not engaging, and I don't think they're going to come to us because we do now have the advantage in terms of numbers, albeit only by 2 whole troops. It's hardly it's kind of hardly a big victory. But I think we'll be okay. Horse archers over there. But again, they have the hill, and I would rather not push them because this is a big fight we're doing, and I'd rather not lose it, if entirely possible. I'm just trying to beat guys into not into resigning, but into suing for peace, so I'm not at war with as many people. If I have cavalry, I do. I'm going to let them charge in hopes that they might attack me. I don't know if they will. but here's to hoping. I'd much rather they push down the hill towards us than we push up the hill towards them, especially with their tendency to have a lot of kind of quite strong ranged units, at least kind of offensively ranged units. And defensively they're not that strong because they don't really have good armor or good shields, but they can absolutely throw a javelin from a mile away and one-shot you in the head, and I certainly don't want that to happen. Are they now deciding to push forward? They kind of are. Let's hope they keep pushing forward. Okay, it looks like they are. Well, they sort of are. Okay. Right, let's move everyone forward just slightly. Archers and skirmishers do the same. Just so everyone's got a slightly better vantage point to shoot them from. I don't know. I think they might outnumber us in terms of skirmishers, but I think we're better in terms of a frontline melee run, so I really don't want to push uphill, that's the problem. I'm going to get the horse archers to charge as well to try and prompt them into attacking again. Again, I don't know if it'll work, but it might just prompt them to push forward that a little bit more. Because they've got the advantage there on the hill, and I really don't want to push uphill against them, but I may have no choice. We'll have to see. Right. Come on, lads, just push forward that a little bit more, please. Okay, I think they are coming in now, which is good. Let's just ensure they do. Not if we miss every single one of our sword swipes, though. Okay, wonderful. I've read all 400 words, reviewed both semesters, done a practice writing test, and practice multiple choice. I'd say you've done a good amount of preparation then. Charge, gentlemen. I'm sure you'll do very well. Go off to you. We're doing okay? We're doing okay, that's fine. We're not doing perfectly, but we're doing okay. Yeah, I think you'll be ready. Go for some more of these skirmishes at the back line. Well, I think some more just spawning behind me. Yes, they have, so let's not stay around. What's this battle being fought over? This is being fought over, I suppose you could say, Irish territory. I've invaded Ireland and they're not thrilled about me being here. And I decided to fight them because they have like 600 troops here. And I'd rather not fight them inside an actual fortress. Because it means that they'll hold out much longer in a siege. And a lot of the Irish troops tend to be these kind of low-level skirmishers, the serfs, the labourers, and they can be deadly if you get a kind of stone in the wrong place. And certainly lots of them, especially on the hill, can prove very troublesome like that. But I still think it's better to fight. It's much better to find these guys in the open field than in a town. Indeed, Synth. Who will win? I'm not entirely sure. We do have some reinforcements coming in. I don't really want to retreat, purely because then I lose even more renown. I think we'll probably still win this battle anyway, just via troop quality. But the problem is now we can't tell, because Now that I'm knocked out, I can't have a look at my statistics screen, so I just kind of have to judge it as best I can. Which is not ideal. The enemies have arrived. I can't imagine it's... Let's see how many it is. Hopefully not too many. That looks like a sizable amount, actually. I think they said they had about 280 troops. That we had about similar. So I have to see. I think we will win this, but I think it will come at a cost. But they had so many troops that I really didn't want to let them run amok with 2,000 troops. This guy had I think 500 or 600 troops initially. Someone else had 500 or 600 troops initially. Someone else had 300. This is all part of one small Irish faction. Tactically, I don't think it's the sound decision. I think we're losing this, aren't we? Let's get out of here. The wound you took was pretty nasty and will cause you to limp slightly even after heals. You'll lose 1 agility. And we're taken prisoner! Yay! I didn't realise we were losing as badly as we were. I think that begins and ends the Irish invasion. They took our horse. God damn it. Well, we still hold Dublin, so we'll try run back there. Okay. This is humiliating. Back down to 5 troops. Wolf here is also defected. I don't know. That definitely wasn't always. That used to be mine. We're having a lot of defections and it's causing issues. But this is a problem when you're such a large faction that trying to keep hold of everything is a real problem. I don't even remember where my ships are. I'm guessing they're at Rathkelter. Let's have a look. Quarters? No. Maybe in notes? Okay, they're all at Rathkelter. Interesting. Well, Dublin, you're pretty much being abandoned. Oh good, and we've been ambushed as well. Leave me alone, please. Problem is, when you're the king, you get a lot of large ambush parties coming after you. Look, bugger off! Leave me alone. I can't even swing my sword, there's so many of them. We'll have lost some more money for that. Never mind. Okay, let's sell all this. We need to buy ourselves a new horse as well. There we go. Redeem our battle trophies. Go to the mead hall. I don't know why we would need to, but to the locals. Do you have any not terrible horses for me? Spirited pony? Sure, why not? And we're going to run to Rathkelter. Okay, I don't think we're really ready to take on Ireland at the moment, that's for sure. We'll let our army go home. We're going to need to rethink our campaign going forward, I think, a little bit. Oh, why? Leave me alone, please. Please go away. Guys, I'm just trying to get home to my ships, I promise. Go away, please. We just need to get to Rathgar and head home. Makeda. Save me, please. You laid, we're friends with, aren't we? Yeah. Let's sail from port with our rather miserable 5 troops. And we all head into Dunbreton. If we can make it safely across the Irish Sea. Yeah, we've lost that bit of land. And we'll eventually lose Dublin as well. Well, that has been quite the experience. I think we will leave it there for the time being. If only because I've got a long day at work ahead of me. But it's nice to be streaming again. And I will be streaming again later. I just haven't had the time or the energy recently, unfortunately. I'd love to do this full time, but unfortunately not yet. Thank you so much for dropping by. Thank you so much for watching. If you're watching this later on YouTube. And more to come soon indeed, I'm sure. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.